All right, let's talk a little bit about how to write stuff up in APA style. So I've got a couple examples here, one writing it up with confidence interval and one writing it up with the p-value. And then I'll go through and highlight a few things here within each of these conclusions. I try to provide good examples of APA style for APA style write-ups. You can really model your homework answers and, if you're doing a master's thesis, work on your thesis. If you're doing papers for other classes, you can model those after what I show you here. All right, let me just highlight some of the different comments. Produce stronger perceptions of organizational prestige than the no diversity condition. This is establishing a good plain English conclusion because that part in red, that might be the only thing that somebody who's not really numerically inclined is going to read. So important to highlight that at the start. So we established that plain English conclusion. Want to have that in every single thing you do. This is an important piece of scientific communication. You want to be able to tell people things in a way that does not rely on them having to know statistics. Now, the statistics are in there for those of us who are interested, but you don't. They're not necessary for the interpretation. All right. These things in italics that I've highlighted this time. Those italics are all part of APA style. And in general, any symbol from our alphabet is going to be, any statistical symbol from our alphabet would be presented in italics, whereas Greek symbols don't get italicized, which is actually an issue for writing things in Markdown. So that may end up changing. I have no idea why you don't italicize Greek symbols. It's just the way that you do it. Sometimes, you just have to accept the things that the APA manual, that the APA manual tells you to do without arguing. All right, other pieces here. So one thing you might notice is that some of these values, like the D value, has a 0 in front of the decimal, whereas the probability does not. Again, that's an APA style rule. If a value can be bigger than 1.0 and D can be bigger than 1.0, it gets that 0 in front. If the value can't exceed 1.0, it doesn't need the 0. Typical things that can't exceed 1, probability, correlation, standardized regression coefficients, unless you've done something very wrong. Eta squared, you'll see that a bit later when we talk about analysis of variance. So again, all of that is part of the rules. I think the last thing, probability value here, p equals 0.04. Again, you will see people do this differently. You will see people do this inconsistently. APA requires exact p values except when probability is less than 0.001. Then you would simply write 0.00, less than 0.001. That's important because you see bad examples in the literature. People just writing simply p less than 0.05, or just writing NS for not significant if something's greater than 0.05. Don't do that. You want to give an exact probability value. Don't write p equals 0.000, even though things will sometimes round to that. Probabilities cannot be 0. That would be saying something is not possible. And also, most certainly don't write p is less than 0.000. That's less than 0, which makes no sense. There's no negative probability values. You will see people write this. You will see articles. I see manuscript submissions where people have done that. You're now in the spot where you are that person who can laugh at them and shake your head and know that that's problematic. Just to review, p equals 0.001. That's impossible. And what should your reaction be? You should laugh at them.